This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
All right, here we go. It's Brian Sebastian. It is a new year, second show of the year, January 12th, 2021. We're all hoping this year is better than last year, even though we had a great last year, didn't we, Terry? So
yes, we did.
All the way from Redondo Beach, California, nonstop Terri Marie, one of the co-hosts, all the way from Florida, David and Joanna. I call them Ms. America and Mr. America. David and Joanna are comedian. And so with that, we are live today on Talk 4 Media. Radio, TV, podcasting, 34 HD out of Encino, California, and on all platforms around the world. So this show is special. You know why? Because I get to flip it over to David and Joanna to introduce their friend. Take it away.
Okay, well, we are so excited, you guys. This is truly an honor to introduce our guest that we have tonight. His name is Dr. Prasad, and I want to brag on him because this man is so brilliant and one of the most humble men that I have met. Dr. Prasad was the first person in the world to earn a PhD in radiation biology. He holds patents on micronutrients and radiation protection. He spent his life work studying these things. He worked with NASA and the Russian Federation on radiation studies, and we're going to talk about how he worked with the U.S. military as well. He's president of the International Society for Nutrition and Cancer. He's a member of the Royal Society of Medicine in London, England, and he was invited by the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee to nominate a candidate in medicine. And here's the other thing that's so amazing is he has published more than 250 peer-reviewed articles and 29 books on micronutrients, radiation, and immune health. And I have to also say, Dr. Prasad in 1979 was the first to discover that a high dose of antioxidants enhances the effects of X-irradiation and chemotherapeutic agents on cancer cells, but not normal cells. And those results were published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. I can go on and on about this amazing man. But we are so excited and so happy and proud to welcome Dr. Prasad to our show today. Welcome, Dr. Prasad.
Welcome.
Yay.
Thank you, Joanna, very much for your kind introduction. And I will be glad to answer any question you have and go from there.
Okay.
And let me just say this. If you guys have been having some health and wellness issues, I would just say help is on the way.
Yes.
An answer that I think could be a puzzle piece fit for you.
Yes,
Thank
we're going to
you.
have a great night tonight. So, Dr. Prasad, let's start with tell us how the U.S. military asked you to work with them to formulate the micronutrient product we're going to talk about tonight.
Yes, that was a very interesting story. I was in Washington, D.C. to attend a meeting, and in the evening we got a call from the general, and they asked me that if I can attend a meeting that was being attended by the Soviet general who had experience of using a multiple vitamin in war in Afghanistan. So I said, of course, we will come. So next day we went there, and then after an hour of conversation, in the end of the talk, the general asked me that, can you prepare a formulation, something like that the Soviet general was telling us. I said, I have a better than that one, and I'm ready to go. Because by the time I already developed formulation, but we have never tested them. And then he said that, well, go and get approval from our scientists. And for 9 months, I gave a 17 lecture to various scientists of the various branch of the Army and Navy and Air Force and so on. And then they said, okay, I like your formulation, but now we have to test it. I said, we don't have money. Our company didn't have enough money to do that. So he said, go to the Congress. For another 9 months, we walked in the corridor of House and Senate, and then finally obtained a $12.5 million. But it was not easy. We have to apply 60-page grant application 6 times in a year or 2 period of time. And once we got the money, then the question was, that we develop a collaboration with the Department of Defense scientists, both in the NHRC, which is the Naval Health Research Center in San Diego. And so we decided that, okay, we will try, first trial would be on a Marine Corps who are in training before they are sent to the war. And they are done at Palm 29, which is a terrible atmosphere there. It is worse than Iraq in summer. And so we did it. We decided, okay, we will submit a protocol for approval. And approval is called Navy's Institutional Review Board, or IRB. That they had a lot of questions. So it took 9 months before we got approval from IRB to start the experiment. And
Dr. Prasad, could I just ask you this?
Yes.
So you're talking about $12.5 million of grant money. You're talking about 9 months for approval, 60 pages of grants, then another 9 months of process. So the product that we're talking about tonight was actually developed out of that furnace of affliction, and you had a long journey to get where we're at to be able to present these products to the public with these kinds of peer-to-peer review studies and in real situations that are vetted. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. It took a total of, by the time we started it, by the time we finished the experiment, it took 6 years.
Wow.
So this is not a product that's fly by night that you formulated. It's 6 years in process, and now it's ready to launch, and it's affecting people in a positive way around the nation as it relates to health, wellness, and kind of resetting people's systems and enabling them to be strengthened against harmful environmental situations and EMF, 4G, and 5G. Is that correct?
That's correct. And because the original formula that we developed, we used to call military micronutrient formulation. So all our products are based on that particular product that we tested in Marine Corps, as well as in veterans returning from war in Afghanistan and Iraq. And they were all positive results.
What are some of the benefits for people that take this product? In just a real simple term, the benefits that a lot of people receive that are on this product?
Yes. First, it can protect against any adverse environmental toxin, including the 5G or even the diagnostic radiation. For example, if you go for X-ray, so it can protect against ionizing radiation as well as non-ionizing radiation, like we have electromagnetic radiation that we are talking about, 5G or 4G and so on. So it can protect it. And the reason is because all these agents have commonality that it generates a lot of free radicals. And of course, our product is very effective in destroying free radicals, in destroying inflammation. Our product also improves your immune function. So it has a multifaceted health benefit.
And Dr. Prasad, one of the things I heard about today, and I cringed when I heard this, and it was basically, they want to put 5G in 100 schools, in and around 100 schools. I just cringed when I heard that. Talk about why that is not good.
Yeah. See, thus far, before the introduction of 5G, most of the experiment had been done with the frequency range from 900 million hertz to about 2,500 million hertz. All the experiment, human as well as the animal experiment. In comparison to those, the 5G frequency is about 30 to 300 billion hertz, not in million. It is 700 times more. And even with a lower frequency, like with 900 and 2,500 million hertz, they have detected the effects. For example, in human, they have a hypersensitivity. And hypersensitivity means you have neurological issue. You get a headache, you are tired, you'd have disturbance of sleep, some cognitive dysfunctions. And so this is a serious issue. Some people are very sensitive to, other people have less. It might take longer time, but some people are extremely sensitive for this hypersensitivity. So it has neurological brain damage issue. And also it is a powerful cancer-causing agent. And the International Agency of Cancer Research has defined them as a 2B carcinogen, human carcinogen. And most of the studies are done what is called a survey type of a study. But this survey type of a study, some people say, is it true? It is association, not in cause and effect. But animal experiment, which was performed in the National Center of Toxicology in North Carolina, and they found that even in the animal model, these kind of frequency, I'm talking about the much less than 5G, induced cancer in the animal model. So even the cancer incidence that we observe in a human is true. And it has also effect on the eye. People get damage to the eye, which part of the nervous system. So it is very important to take a precaution to protect yourself against 5G or even lesser one. But 5G has not come out all the time in all systems, but coming here.
I have a question about the 5G that's been on my mind, even since the coronavirus stuff started happening, because people are saying that, the 5G radiation is similar to a virus with the lungs. Is that true, or is that a conspiracy, or how does that affect your breathing?
In some way, it is not like a virus at all, but what it does is that if you are exposed to for long period of time, this might interfere with your immune function. And if your immune function is down, then you are susceptible to all kind of infection, bacterial infection, viral infection, and COVID is just one of them. 19.
But yeah, so it's easier to get COVID if your immunity is down.
Yeah.
The poisoning.
So if you
Dr.
protect against it,
could I ask you this? So this product helps strengthen the immune system clinically. Is that accurate?
It does very true, and it does in a two-way. First, it protects the immune system get impaired as you grow older, or you have obese and this kind of, you're a smoker. And anytime your body produces a lot of free radicals and inflammation, your immune system get weak. And so that's why you see that older people, not me, but people have a high risk of developing COVID or any kind of infection. COVID is just one of the viruses.
Dr. Prasad, can I ask you, you just had a birthday. How old are you?
I'm 86.
So
Happy birthday!
And when you came on earlier today, I thought you were like in your 50s, because I'm like, you don't look 86.
So you don't seem to have any cognitive function impairment from my observation, although I'm not a doctor. You seem to be pretty sharp and pretty vivacious.
Well, I take micro daily, and in this case now, since we developed EMF, I'm taking EMF, I'm taking brain boost. And now we have developed an eye problem. And eye is also a very interesting organ. I was not fully aware of that, but now we did a lot of research, and so I've become knowledgeable. And so I think not for you guys, but for older people who are 50 and over.
I'm over 50.
I'm over 50 and my wife's not telling her age. 25 plus. Dr. Prasad, could you break down the three products that you recommend, the micro daily EMF, the brain boost, and the new eye product that's coming out, kind of three-piece punch that's available from Engage Global, which is a company that's been around for several years, and you've helped formulate their products. So the micro daily EMF helps strengthen against EMF and strengthen the immune system. The brain boost for cognitive enhancement and benefit and protection. And now the new product that you just formulated that is coming out this week, which is the eye enhancement.
Yeah, exactly. Because eye is very interesting. When light hits your retina, they generate a lot of free radicals. And again, the same issue that are involved in many other chronic diseases. And once they do it, you have to have a very high level of antioxidant protection. But some of them antioxidant goes very tiny amount, But lutein and zeaxanthin and astaxanthin, lutein goes 500 times more in your eye than other places. And so if you take a supplement like we have produced the eye product, and they can be very protective to your eye, because we also have a micro daily, because the other antioxidant is equally important. Because some of the experiment data in humans showed that some of the vitamin B12, B6 are very, very important for slowing down the macular degeneration. And so it is very important to have the whole vitamin like micro daily, plus as a boost, you take a brain boost and eye boost for eye health and brain boost for brain health.
So let me ask you a question on that one. Does that also, I've always teased people that my eyesight is going because I've watched so many bad movies in the dark, which is true, but how could you reverse that? Can it be reversed too?
You can't reverse it. What you can do is, for example, one develop myopia or short sightedness or long sightedness. In that, what happens, the lens gets elongated or shortened. And again, they are related because increased oxidative stress, free radicals, and inflammation. So if you protect it, then you block further deterioration of the eyesight. So even you take a glass, but glass does not address the causes of the problem. Glass can improve immediately, you can see better. And
so wearing glasses enables you to see better, but it doesn't fix the root of the problem, whereas the eye boost helps slow the effect and or strengthen the body against it. And in some cases, some people get better sight in the process.
Yeah, my eyes this last year have gotten worse and worse, but I think it's just from being on the computer so much.
Yeah, mine too.
So, yeah.
Well, I work with the computer, so I mean, I'm protected because I take micro daily EMF.
So I just want to say
David, let me jump in real quick. There was a question on here from Talk for TV and Pipe Man Productions. They wanted to know, why are companies putting things out that could be harmful to humans?
Are you talking about the 5G?
I mean, it is their commercial business decision. And as you know, early 1960s, when I was a graduate student in Iowa, testifying before the Congress, people were saying that tobacco smoking is not cancer-causing agents. I mean, these are scientists who are saying commercial. You see all kind of commercials, so people can smoke more. But now we know this was error. And so same thing, story 5G. Right now, commercial people are saying that, you don't worry about it, they will say even about diagnostic radiation. One example I will give you, we did a study in collaboration with European scientists about the CT scan, which is also ionizing radiation. One CT scan, doctor will tell you, oh, don't worry about it. But this doctor in a hospital, they did a study with one CT scan on patient, and they found that after one CT scan, and they did analysis of the DNA damage in the blood, and they found that it causes a lot of DNA damage. So another group of patient, they gave a microdaily, not microdaily whole formula, but just the antioxidant component formula, because we wanted to make sure it is very, very cheap for the patient. And so, and they found that the patient who received multiple antioxidant that we have in micro daily, and then went through the CT scan, and then the DNA was dramatically reduced. That's very interesting.
Someone else had a question for you. They wanted to know, are there heavy metals in this product?
No, this is a very important question. There are no heavy metals, and also there are no iron, copper, and manganese. And these are called trace minerals. A small amount of is absolutely essential for your health, but slight excess in your body can increase the risk of most human chronic diseases. And the reason is because these minerals, when they combine with vitamin C, they generate a lot of free radicals. And our body has no mechanisms of getting rid of iron, copper, manganese. Same thing is true, Brian, for heavy metal, like zirconium, molybdenum. We don't have these kind of product in this case. Because again, once you take with a supplement, your body has no mechanism, no method of elimination of heavy metal from your body. So they stay there, and over a long run period, and they are known to be neurotoxic. It causes brain damage. It can cause damage to the nervous tissue. So we said we are not going to add these things.
So Dr. Prasad, let me ask you a question real quick, because you've got how many patents on this product, global patents?
We have about 6 patents, but we have submitted a provisional patent that was granted for a micro daily EMF. But in the previous company, on my name, I have about 6 patents, I think.
Perfect. Let me ask you another question. A lot of people are going to question, and I know some things, so I want to kind of draw some things out of you, because you've written how many books, just out of curiosity?
I think it's 29 books.
29 books, 250 peer-reviewed studies. You've been in this world for many, many years. You've met with the people at the highest levels. So the product itself is actually, the capsules are made out of chlorophyll, aren't they?
I think it's a manufacturing issue. I'm not sure how they make a capsule, but it is a vegetarian capsule, and
a very safe capsule. The reason I ask is that when we started taking them, they were green and it was an odd color. So I asked, and I love the fact that the capsule itself is vegetarian and made from chlorophyll, where we see, green grass and this and that. Everything in these product packages that you make are perfectly balanced. There's no contraindicators.
Yes.
And you can actually take this if you're on pharmaceuticals, you're on other things. But if you would just share briefly why the balance of what you've created is safe for everybody, and like 2 or 3 quick things on that.
That differentiates the micro daily.
Yeah. Why is this product not a Me Too product like other products out there?
Yeah. I think this is, first, it is what we probably, Joanna, know that companies, or my principle is based on what is called CQF. C is right combination of the product, Q is the quantity, and F is the form. These are all in a right form, and I will give you 1 or 2 examples of each. Most of the nutrition industry thinks that the vitamin A and beta carotene are same, because they will label their product vitamin A alone or vitamin A from beta carotene. That means they presume it is same. But even though it is true that beta carotene is a precursor of vitamin A, but it performs some unique function in your body that cannot be produced by vitamin A, and vitamin A will produce certain effects, beneficial effects, that beta carotene cannot do it. And I will give you just 1 example. For example, beta carotene, when the cell becomes cancerous, they lost a protein called connexin protein. And when beta carotene gets treated cancer cell, they restore that protein which was lost. And so they become like a normal cell. Vitamin A cannot do it. Similarly, vitamin A is very important during development for your cell, like nervous cells, to form, differentiate into muscle cell, heart cell, and so on. Beta carotene cannot do it. So in our product, in all product, we have added both beta carotene and vitamin A as a separate ingredient, not the same. Another example will be that most of the time in commercial preparation, you will say the vitamins E as a vitamin E acetate. Sometimes they will use vitamin E succinate. And as you know, vitamin E succinate, I was the one who discovered it in 1982. This is a very powerful anti-cancer agents. And in addition to that, vitamin E succinate, and we have added in our product both vitamin E acetate and vitamin E succinate. And the reason is because vitamin E succinate is more soluble than vitamin E acetate, and therefore it can cross blood-brain barrier much more easily than vitamin E acetate. And vitamin E acetate is important because they get quickly converted to alpha-tocopherol, which is the form body uses it. And vitamin E succinate gets slowly converted. And therefore, in order to improve the maximal benefit of this vitamin E, we added a both form. No other commercial product will have both form.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Go ahead.
Right. And so I know Dr. Prasad, and I was one of these people, when I was having a lot of health issues from mold, I was taking like 30 different supplements and all these things.
Which was costing us about $1,000 a month. And we were willing to spend it. The problem was she wasn't getting better. She was being over supplemented. And now that we've got micro daily EMF, we're down to like one supplement with the brain boost and now the eye thing.
Right. So, what would you say to people right now who are in that same situation that I was in, where I was taking all these various supplements and wasn't seem to get better?
And they were actually contradicting each other and toxifying her body even more.
Like David, you said it, that you take a micro daily EMF. You can, if you want, you can take micro daily other one. They call it a MTHFR if you are. And so you have three choices, but also take a eye boost and brain boost. After that, you don't have to take anything else.
I don't know.
Terry, go ahead.
No, I just had a question. I take a lot of, I have really bad allergies and asthma, so I've always been taking high doses of vitamin C for that. Is there vitamin, I don't know if you covered it. Is there vitamin C in the product?
Yeah, vitamin C is a good amount of vitamin C is the product. And this vitamin C is in a calcium ascorbate form, which is non-acidic, and it would not upset your stomach.
Okay, and then the other one that I take is because of the coronavirus is vitamin D. So is that included? Is that
no? We have vitamin D, but if you want to take an extra vitamin D, because in the United States, many people are because they work in the office, they don't go in the sun. Until it is a summertime, then they want to become like me. Then it is dangerous, because if you have too much exposure on sun, it is dangerous. So if you want to take extra vitamin D3, one can take it. We have plenty there, but if you want to take it, then it is not because of COVID, but because, there's possibility of deficiency. If you have not checked your vitamin D3, for example, I was checked it, and even though I'm taking vitamin, but of course I'm old. And so I take extra vitamin D3. But for most people, you don't have to.
I had another question.
Is good for, one more question.
Okay.
So this is good for somebody who's got chronic allergies and asthma, because that's pretty common in the United States, allergy and asthma and that kind of stuff.
Well, some people claim that their allergy gets better if they are taking micro daily, and many customers who have this problem. And again, allergy, you have a lot of inflammation, and these kind of things downregulates, decreases the inflammation. And so you try it and see how you feel in a month, and otherwise the other things doesn't work very. Temporary relief you get, but I think this is for long-term effect. And as I said, nobody has done the experiment on this, but many customers reported to me that they feel better when they are taking micro daily.
And to follow up on that, someone wanted to know, was it safe for people with chronic disease? Obviously, yes.
Can you tell me again?
Oh, they wanted to know. They wanted to know if it was safe for people who had chronic disease.
Oh yeah, it is safe. It is totally safe. We have tested in human many times before we introduced to civilian, really. And another thing is that it does not have any interaction with any prescription or non-prescription drug. Any ingredient we have, they are safe. There is no interaction. And that's the reason we never added any herbal product. Because as you know, for two reasons. Herbal product do not produce any effect different than what we have in our ingredient. Plus, it has a hazard, potential hazard of interacting adversely with the prescription or non-prescription drug. So there was no sense for me. But you will see many commercial preparation of multiple vitamin just to show they add all these things. Makes no sense.
I want to add to that. My mom, she has chronic inflammation, and she's had chronic issues, a lot of issues with her health. And inflammation, that can create the chronic issues that people have, whatever it is. So she has rheumatoid arthritis and all kinds of things. So I put my mom on it. I asked her if she was open to it, and she's on 14 different medications.
Pharmaceuticals.
And so she has done unbelievable. I've had her try a lot of things. And for the first time, she's actually sleeping well. The pain that she's had, the discomfort has dramatically reduced. The stomach issues that she's been having, which she was taking 5 different things to try and go to the bathroom.
Well, we don't want to go into
Right, well, I won't go into
mom,
detail.
but
Yeah.
let's not
She
tell
won't like
moms
that.
that real
Anyway,
story. Yeah.
long story short, my mom has had amazing results and with the microdose. So I just wanted to speak to that question about the chronic.
And let me just share this. People are probably asking, okay, well, where do I learn more about the product? So if you go to 5G EMF Protect, 5G EMFprotect.com, and you'll see the Zorb-Man logo there. So 5G EMFprotect.com, and then you can learn more about that. And the product itself on a preferred customer pricing is $69.95. You can add the Brain Boost for an additional $20 a month on a combo pricing at $89.95. That's primarily what we do, and I encourage everybody to get on that and try it for 3 months. It actually has a 90-day money-back guarantee. And so people can buy the product, open up a bottle, try it, and you can get your shipments the next 2 months. And if you don't get the results, the sealed bottles you can return, and the open first one you can. So that's the beauty about the product. They stand behind the product, and they get very, very few returns. And the people that we've introduced to it really love it. And a lot of people within like 2 days. Now, obviously, you're told to do it for 90 days. But within 2 days, a lot of people, about 60% that we found, feel a difference in their body.
And of course, we're not making a claim.
We're not making a claim. Results may vary, but we're just sharing some stories.
That's right. That's correct.
Hey, Dr. Prasad, what were you doing during the lockdown? Were you writing another book? Or was the military reaching out to you? What was going on?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm writing I just submitted a review paper because some of the genetic disease that we have in the country or around the world, they wait for the symptoms to appear, then they treat it. And we have proposed the idea how it can be prevented or delayed, the appearance of genetic disease, like if your parent have a disease of some kind, whether it's Alzheimer, whether it's diabetes or heart disease, they can be modified. So I've submitted that paper for publication. We don't know the results, but also right now I'm learning a lot about the eye, because I was not very knowledgeable about eye and how the astaxanthin is. Did you know that eagle's bird, human has only 2 pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin. But eagle, who has very sharp vision, have a 3 pigment, lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. I have no idea why human lost that. And so it is non-toxic, and there has an extensive amount of data is available on the animal model that astaxanthin is very, very important for your eye. And therefore, I combined them. And right now, the best-selling product that in the market that has been done on the basis of some clinical study and some good results, they use just zeaxanthin and lutein. I have not seen a product where all these 3 combinations are together. And so this is another uniqueness of our product. And in addition to that, we are also saying you take macro daily, because some of those big vitamins are also very important for your eye.
So basically, the astaxanthin product is combined with the zeaxanthin and the other, which is the only product that you're aware of that combines all 3. And it's in the eye boost, and that trifecta gives kind of the 3-piece punch and provides the missing ingredient in our eyes that eagles currently have.
That's right. Yeah, that's very true.
Brilliant.
So the military calls you the father of what?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I did my work. They knew my work about nutrition and radiation, and they were concerned about environmental issue, radiation protection issue, and we collaborated with NASA. And we also collaborated, of course, with the Department of Defense and on radiation protection. They have an Institute of Radiobiology in Bethesda. We did the experiment on animal, and it was very powerful radioprotective agents. We also did in collaboration with Russian Academy of Science, which I didn't have collaboration, but NASA has collaboration. And through NASA, we sent our formulation to them, and they did the experiment on a sheep and rabbit. And again, there we saw a powerful radiation protection, at least in the animal system. And again, they cause damage by, again, same thing, by producing extensive amount of free radicals and inflammation. So depending upon the dose, they will produce more, higher dose, more free radical, more inflammation, lower dose, less. So our product has provided a lot of, so it went a lot of people efforts before we brought to the public, and we were convinced that this is a powerful product for your health, and it is showing up.
Dr. Prasad,
I want to know when they're going to make a movie on you.
I know, but I've seen the pictures of the rabbit study that was done on the rabbit lungs, and
with the high lethal doses of radiation, where they obviously you can't test on humans lethal doses of radiation, but you can on rabbits. And from my understanding, the pictures that I saw, the rabbit that had not had microdaily protection in its system lasted 3 days and died.
And the lungs were black.
And the lungs were black. And the one that was given high doses of radiation that had the microdaily lasted 37 days. And when it finally died because of the lethal doses, they were
very lethal. I mean, on dosage, if they would have consulted me, I would have done, lower dose. But they decided there was a local decision, but the fact that they can protect it with such a high dose without any other additional treatment. Suppose if human were accidentally exposed to that kind of high dose, we will be getting electrolyte, we will be giving blood transfusion, we will be giving all kind of supportive care and the antibiotics. But these animals, sheep, there was another big animal, sheep. And the reason they did a large animal, but in our country here, we can't get approval, which is much easier. It was much easier, but I would say we did some animal study too in collaboration with the Bethesda. Bethesda. And we took longer time to get approval to animal research than we took for human.
So let me ask you this real quick. A person who's on microdaily EMF, and let's say they're, trying to get themselves protected from 4G and 5G EMF exposure to radiation and the things that we have in our everyday society now. We can get EMF protection products for our phone, which is great. We can get, shungite pyramids for our home. We can get protection for our smart electrical meters, for our Wi-Fi, for all that stuff. But if we simply do something that protects us from the inside out, we're protected, and this helps restore our body. I sell an EMF protection product called the Zorb. It's a cell phone protection disc, and we recommend those at thezorb.com. It's a product that we have, and people buy our product all the time. I'm trying to cover my wife's picture up, but trying to but we have shungite bracelets that help absorb harmful EMFs. But having inside protection as well as outside protection is the most important thing that I found. The other thing, if I might say, people call me all the time and they say, David, if I buy these absorption discs for my Wi-Fi and I get bracelets and I get pendants, will that make me feel better? And I say, not necessarily, but it will help you insulate yourself from feeling worse, because the problem already in your body, you've already been exposed. And one of the things that we were looking for the Zorb.com was 5G EMF Protect.com, this microdaily product, because it's an inside out approach that insulates the body from the inside out. Instead of running and ducking and wearing aluminum foil hats, this is one that you can take daily, and it enables your body to now strengthen itself against it. People that I've introduced to it love it because they're feeling better across the board in our experience.
That's great.
The answer to the question that I asked the doctor, because he's modest, what is he the father of? Really what it is, the United States military calls him the father of micronutrition. That's micronutrition. I mean, you can't get anything better than that, obviously. Yeah. And on the Zorb, when you guys sent it to me last year, it still works on my phone. So that's what I have it on the back of my phone. Well, and I feel with that on, because here's the thing. You ever see women at the beach Terry. She doesn't do this, but they put their phone in their bra. Well, that's good.
That's very dangerous. Actually, there has been one study that people who were putting these things under the bra for a long time, they developed a breast cancer. There was at least one human study. And so not only when you are going to beaches, don't try to become like me. Don't overexpose your body to high sunlight, even though you do a sunscreen, but still for longer time has a high risk of developing melanoma. And white people also develop basal cell carcinoma, which is kind of a abnormal growth on your face. So I think, it is okay to go to beach and enjoy your sun, but not overdoing it.
Not overdone.
And never put your things under the bra.
And a lot of men carry their phone in their pocket next to their groin.
I know.
And that's causing some problems. They carry it in their back pocket. People are having hip problems over a long period of time.
Yes.
It's the micro ticks. It's the micro exposure over a period of years, and having a phone up to your head for hours and hours a day. All the studies that were done for like small amounts of use on the phone. But now we know screen time can be 8 and 9 hours a day for a person. It's not 20 minutes of phone time for an emergency cell phone call. It's a lifelong extremity that's attached to our body. Kids have been, surveyed, and they said, what would you rather give up? Your phone, your smartphone, or your smell? 30% of children said, in their teens would say they'd rather give up their sense of smell than give up their cell phone. Got to get, products to protect your body from the inside out and from the outside in. The Zorb.com, be safe, not sorry, Zorb it, and microdaily EMF at 5G Protect, 5GEMFprotect.com.
Somebody's asking about, is it better to use earbuds? I'm on the phone 8 hours a day for work. So I always have it on speaker, so I'm not touching it, but somebody wanted to know about what's better, the earbuds or having it on speaker?
Well, I think a speaker is a little better, but earbud also a certain amount of energy goes there. And, so the best strategy is that what David suggested, not only outside, but also inside out. And then you don't worry about these kind of issues, that what I put, what I do, because even though you do inside your house as much as possible protection, but when you go outside, you are exposed to again, And don't forget that you are also exposed to many other environmental toxins, and EMF radiation will interact with that and further enhance the problem.
What about the toxins in food? That would help too, I would think, because there's a lot in processed food. There's
toxin in food is there, but most of the time people these days try to use organic if you can, and so. But otherwise, there are some toxins in the food, but these balance out. If you take a good diet, there is an antioxidant rich and some there are toxicity. So that they can't be avoided for our survival. That is important to have a good diet. But if you take a bad diet, like too much fat, too much calories, that generates a lot of free radicals. People who are like, who are obese or who take, once in a while when you go for a dinner, you take a high caloric diet like I do, but that's one-time phenomenon.
That's why you look the way you do, and you're so sharp.
At 86 years old, Joanna wants to ask a little bit about the patents, because we know this product's not a Me Too product. You can't go out and buy something like this because it's a unique formulation and it's got no contraindicators.
Yeah, so just briefly tell us about the unique patents that you have, because I know you have 6 and you've got the new one. Tell us what the patents are on, because that's really interesting.
I think I know one is for radiation protection, and one was the Army to protect against oxidative damage, environmental pollution, and things like that. Another one was for a heart disease. And as you know, Joanna, I know you must have heard it, we did a big clinical trial on a heart with microdaily. And we also had a diabetes one that we established a collaboration with the Army among the veterans who have a very high incidence of diabetes. But that study didn't because by the time the company, my old company, didn't do very well. So, but they had good results, but we discontinued that study, but patent was there. So,
oh yeah,
these are I remember because it did so long time. I patented it about 6-7 years ago.
Dr. Prasad, we got time for one more question, and this is an interesting one. Can a cancer patient benefit from this product?
Cancer patient, I think if you are, there's two issues. One is prevention. In terms of prevention, it can help. But if you are going to cancer, if you are going to a therapy, for example, either radiation therapy or chemotherapy, then I say don't use during the treatment time until your oncologist, you show the formula to your oncologist, and if they say, oh, yeah, you can take it. But otherwise, you must take it, you should take it, you should at least consider taking it right after completion of the therapy, because late effect of the therapy is deadly. You have a brain problem. If you have a chemotherapy, you have a sleeping, all kind of problem after therapy. So this is very useful after therapy. Before therapy, it is okay, but not during therapy, because the oncologists fear that these antioxidants will prevent the good effect of chemotherapy because they mediate their effect by free radicals. So if you block the free radicals, then it will compromise with the effectiveness of therapy. However, that we have submitted again is that there are a lot of literature available that very high dose of antioxidant like vitamin C or E, they act as the they can kill cancer cell without killing normal cell. So they can kill cancer cell without killing normal cell. And I was the first one to publish that paper. And since then, a lot of people have published it, but it is mostly in the animal study and experimental system. And so I advise them not to take these products during therapy, whether it's a chemo or radiation, until approved by oncologist.
So with that, all right. So we got about 90 seconds. So Terri, give you social media links.
All right. Nonstop Terri Marie, nonstop on all my social media platforms, and TerriMarieOfficial.com is my website.
And David and Joanna?
TheZorb.com, TheZorb.com, ZORB.com for our Zorb products, and also 5G EMF Protect.com for the micro daily products. 5G EMF Protect.com.
And go ahead, Joanna.
Oh, no, I was just going to say the 5G EMF Protect.com also has Dr. Prasad on there. It's got videos about immune health. It's really good. It's very informational.
Great educational site. It's not just a purchase site, it's also educational.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
And Dr. Prasad, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on Movie Reviews and More. The next time you come on, I'm going to ask you what your favorite movie is, because I don't think you have time to even watch a movie with all the stuff that you're doing.
Sometimes I buy Indian movies.
He's probably writing books number 29. Who knows? But with that, I want to thank you for that. And please check out what that is, because it definitely will save your life. And we all need to be healthier, for our friends, loved ones, everybody out there. So with that, as I always leave everybody, and I have to say this, if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours, because the world needs it. And also, I have to say this to our friend, Trixie Gwen from Custom Trends, because she makes all of our flyers. She does a great job with all this stuff, and she found a great photo of you, Dr. Prasad. So I'm very happy about that. So for that, this is Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More. We will see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you,
Jen. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Dr.
Bye-bye.
Uh.